Hello again, YouTube. So here we go. I'm jumping back in for another update for the random number guessing game. We're going to improve upon it a little bit more today because I want to make these improvements so that everybody understands that some of the stuff that we do we build upon and we adapt further. So, for example, there are some things we can optimize right now that will make it a slightly neater code to work with. So the first thing I want to do is we're going to take out this. We're going to adjust how we do our validation of the guess, and we're going to remove this um, for loop. Now, I put the for loop in because I wanted us to learn about for loops and advance on for loops, but I'm going to take it out now because there is a better way to quickly handle this particular item. Also, we're going to change these magic numbers and make this a little bit easier to read and work on. So we're going to start by taking out the guess here. We're going to take this and put if not. I'm going to take this whole line out. This is changing the logic of our program. Now, what we're doing here is instead of checking to see if something is true, we're checking to see if something is false. So if it's not, rather than doing an else statement saying, okay, we know it's true, blah, we're using an if it's not true, let's go ahead and exit out. And this is one way to avoid having what we call pyramid if statements, or a Christmas tree of if statements. It just keeps branching. So that is one thing, and that gives us guess here, and we don't actually need to change item guess item here because we don't know for sure that it's a valid guess yet. Down here, as you can see, we no longer have the set guess to 0, so you don't have to worry about that. Technically, you could still use that as a way to avoid this condition because this is still less than 0 here. But what we can do instead of having this is if the guess is in range 1, something like that. And then we can also do if guess not in guesses. And this will perform the same steps as that for loop in terms of check to make sure that there's not a guess already there that we haven't guessed this number before. And then this one will do the same thing as that if statement before with the greater than, less than numbers. We're just checking to see if the number is inside of this range. This is a neat little feature for Python, and it does change things dramatically. Because now we've cut several lines of code. The next thing that we can do here, this is going to be more fun. So this is the magic numbers. What that means is they're statically set and they are set throughout the application, and we need to update them. And we have to update them in 3 different spots. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually make variables. Rand min, rand max, and they're going to be equal to 1 and 100 at the moment. Min, put it here, take max, and put it here. Take these same items, we can take this whole structure that we have above, we're going to do the same thing here. Come on. There we go. Format. Just like that. It's the same thing there. It's down here. And now with that one additional line, we have made it so that we can change the configuration, and thus the game with just changing one line. but we're not done yet. We still have to test. So, random game. Functionality looks to still be the same, right? Valid guess still counts if it's a duplicate guess. Let's see, lower than the random number, let's put 75. Okay, let's try and guess 50 again. Same deal. Let's go to 0. Let's go to 100. Same deal. So it is still working exactly the same way, but we have now made it a little more concise. Looking at what other changes we could make, we can take these items, turns, rand min, rand max, and we can put them into a dictionary. Big. Now to access that, I'm going to take big and put it here, and this is how the dictionaries work. This is a key and that is a value, like a hash table. Technically, key and value is how hash tables refer to them, but I think Python it's a member and a member value. So I'm going to take first this config turns, and we're going to put that everywhere where turns lives. There, 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 and there. Next, we're going to take the same config. We're going to put it here and here. The cool part is because of the change that we made, we can just copy this and we replace this and this. Now I am missing a bracket. No, I'm missing that bracket. That makes sense. I'm missing a bracket. Fix that. That. It's missing here too. There and there. Now, this part is pretty well concise. We're down to 30 lines. Pretty clean code here. There's more we can do to make this even cleaner and do more functions. But again, we're trying to do short, easy to follow videos that we can jump right into. So this was just a few more optimizations to make this a little more concise. And these are some things that you can look at when you're optimizing. After you've got the logic all sorted out, you can jump right in to try and shrink it up and make it a little more concise. I wanted to do this after we got to the loops, because the for loop is not necessary for what we're doing here when we can just shrink it to this this and guess, not guesses. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you all in the next video.